I'm Reno Perez with Austin Days Magazine, and I'm here with Chet Hines and David Seabree. How are y'all doing today?
Great, man. How are you?
I'm great. We're with the Austin School of Music. Could you guys tell me how the Austin School of Music got started?
Well, when we started out, we formed the camp because we knew summer was slow, but we noticed this trend that kids weren't getting together and jamming after school, and there were a lot of factors at play: working parents, divorced parents. It's the beginning of the internet. So we decided to have a summer camp to give them the experience to play together and to see a microcosm of what recording's like, and to actually follow it through to play a live gig. So that's how the camp was born. And what we do, we have 2-week sessions, and in Austin we have 4 2-week sessions that last for 4 hours a day. In the beginning, what is now morphed into what we call Headliners Camp, there are requirements. Drummers have to play a basic 4-on-the-floor beat or rock beat, fill out of a phrase, and land on one.
Right.
Guitar players need to know all their cowboy chords and E-form and A-form bar chords. So we did that for years, and we were having a lot of disappointed kids who couldn't quite make it.
I see.
And disappointed parents, like, what do you mean my child's not good enough to be in your camp, right?
Yeah.
And so we created Opening Acts Camp.
Oh, cool.
And that's for, we call them little rockers, or not little rockers, young rockers,
Right.
with no experience, depending on their graph, 6 months to a year.
Right.
The only thing is they have to have picked out whether they want to play guitar or keyboards or whatever.
But the camp itself has been open up for since
15 years.
98, I believe.
95.
95.
Mm-hmm.
So do you still keep in contact with any of these students? Are they rock stars now? Or?
Absolutely. Some of them are. There's a band, and actually I just heard they broke up, but Blues Mafia. They formed out of the camp, and they came here as little kids. Their singer Sasha is the daughter of Natalie Zoe, who's an long-time Austin musician, and Sasha's really come into her own as a vocalist now. We've got Rachel Loy, who is a songwriter in Nashville now. She went through the program in the beginning. She got a full scholarship to Berklee College of Music on bass. Nobody's a full-fledged star, but we do have people playing. David Shear, I just heard, is playing with, it's somebody big in the country world. Forgive me, I don't know much about that. Probably nobody I'd really want to play with, but but he's making money.
Yeah, well, that's I've been there.
So it's great, and there's a cycle. We actually have hired some previous students and rock campers that are teaching for us now.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. Yeah, keeping that tradition going.
Except it makes me feel old.
Chad, how do you feel about all these young rock stars that are?
I think it's great. I get inspired by watching them. You watch them. Some of them are just born to it, and that they really, really shine when they get the chance to get on stage.
Yeah.
One of Dave's beliefs and mine, is that, especially in the studio and taking lessons, is that you want to inspire because it's a good time, that they enjoy it and that they learn and progress farther. So that the Blues Mafia, we did a record, was it last year? I guess it was 2 years ago. We did a record. They produced a record on them, and that we put it out. But that we wanted their recording experience to be creative from their side as well, and for them to have a good time doing it, but for it to be a real experience. And that we've had a couple of those, but that it's a wonderful place to be. The vibe and the environment is good.
Yeah, I definitely got that the minute I walked into the place, and that's because there's no students in here. But
right.
Yeah, it's dead on Fridays.
They're all working. Well, the Antones gig, they get to go and they open up the show, or they do their concert at Antones. And
yeah, the final concert, each 2-week session culminates with, that's the recital, so to speak, and that's the rock and roll and us, you know, it would be a lot cheaper to do it in a recital hall or a high school gym, and it would be easier too. But you know, the kids are just amazed to be on the same stage that Muddy Waters played on, or Stevie, or
exactly.
Bob Schneider. The show lasts for about, well, it's 6 to 7 hours. Actually, our camp has gotten too big in Austin. Last summer we had 17 bands a session.
Oh wow!
You can imagine, man. So it was, by the end of that day, our staff is really exhausted.
17 bands. Now, how many schools are there
In the U.S.?
Camps around in the U.S.
There are 10. We're here, Rio Grande Valley, Fort Worth, Chicago, Davenport, Iowa, of all places, but they really rock up there. Miami, New York, Poughkeepsie, New York, and our latest location, and call me a brat, is Hawaii.
Oh
so
my God.
I get to go there.
You get to, yeah, of course. You got to have one in Hawaii.
Yeah, that one's nice. It's in the Kailua School of Music, which I'm told is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And their concert's going to be at the Hard Rock in Honolulu.
Do you think there's a way we can maybe take a tour? Would we be able to do that? Take a tour
Yeah,
of the studio?
let's walk around. Well, so this is ASM Studios.
Yeah.
Chet has mixed everyone from Johnny Cash to Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, Marcia Ball, Stephen Bruton. We've done hard rock bands. Really, you've probably heard of Terry Bozzio.
Mm-hmm. You worked that session?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were saying you also did the Nora Jones?
I remixed the Austin City Limits television show for
nice.
DVD and CD, so that I'd do those for New West Records. So I know Nora quite well, but she doesn't know me.
Chet's mixed every one of these, and we actually ran out of space.